we have this absolutely incredible sandwich toaster maker for your microwave. Now I'm going to show you what comes in the box, and I'm going to make a toasty with it. Now me and my brother have been using this for quite a while. We've tried various different things, but today I want to show you the most use case scenario I've ever had for this, and that is making a cheese toasty. So basically in the box, you get these. They'll already be inside of here, but I've just taken them out to show you. So if I move this over like that and open this up, what we have is this incredible little unit here. So what you can do with it is you can actually make waffles. So you could pour waffle batter into there as well, and then put the lid on, and then you turn it over halfway through, and then turn it back, and you'd have perfectly fluffy waffles in there. But today we're going to focus on the actual toasty, but that's like an extra. You can put waffles in there and it works incredibly. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So you get your grilling plates here, and these go into the silicone. So it's really easy to take these out and dishwash them if you need to. So you know what way needs to go in. Basically where the text is, that's the way it slides in. And because it's silicone, it just moves around a little bit like that, and it will just pop in like that. And that's where you're going to be popping your toast. So again, like that, that just goes down there like that, and that goes over there like that. So that's layer one done. And then because it's a toaster, it's got to be toasted on both sides. So you do the same for the top panel. And again, that's just going to slide in like that. The reason I want to show you this is just so you know how it works. It's constructed, but obviously when it comes in the box, it will already be made for you. But it's just so you know how it works. And then that all clips up and into there like that. So now we've got our basic toasty formula here. So before I get everything ready, basically how it works is the toast goes in, you build it up, you put the other there, and then you clamp it down. So let's actually build the toasty now. So, but just before I do that, it does come with this incredible little guide here that says how you make your perfect sandwich, sausages, your waffle makers. So you kind of get a bit of everything inside of this actual list. So look, they're even grilling salmon in there. I've not tried that yet, but you can basically do everything. Like there's so many things you can do with this, and you also get a nice instruction manual just to understand how it all works as well. But yeah, so yeah, that's what comes in the box. Now let's make the toasty. So I've got a radish, I've got a slice of corn, so I'm going for a bit of a veggie option. And then I've got two different types of cheese to show you how it works. I've got the grated cheese, and we've also got the sliced cheese. So following along exactly to what it says here, so we get it right, what you need to do is butter the outside of the bread and add cheese. Now you might be saying, why on earth am I buttering the outside of the bread? That's because it gives it a really nice, it basically helps the anti-stick, and it also will grill the top of the bread better. So obviously do both. So the outside of the bread, so I'm going to get a decent amount of butter here, and we're going to do the outside of the bread. And one of the best things about this toasty maker is that obviously all you need is a microwave for it to work. And I really like that all you need to do is just chuck it in the dishwasher when you're done, because sometimes cleaning stuff where there's like buttery mess on it is just so annoying. So we're going to do both sides of these, and then I'm going to build it up in the actual toasty to show you what it's looking like. So there's one toasted. That slice of bread quite easily just falls into the toasty maker like that. Now I'm using tiger bread because that's just my favorite. And then we're going to butter the top of this one as well, just so we've got this ready for when it goes on top. And that's basically going to be closing the sandwich in. So little hint for you, it's always worth melting your butter. I always like to melt my butter for 10 seconds in the microwave before I spread it, because this is like the proper butter I'm using, which just adds that extra tasty feel to it. So then that's going to go on top afterwards. So let's get that ready. Now we've got a radish, some corn, and some cheese. So it's quite simple. Obviously you can, and some people might want to actually butter the inside of their bread as well, because who doesn't like butter? So if you do that as well, it's just going to make the sandwich taste a bit nicer. So what we're going to do, we've got two different types of cheese here, guys, and we're going to load it up and make a huge mess probably, but it's going to be incredible. So I'm going to start with our corn. I love toasting my corn. It just brings it out, brings it to life. So obviously corn, bacon, it'll work the exact same. I've got a little radish here, which is just going to go in there just to add that extra little bit of flavor. Just tiny little slices I'm going to do to go into that toasty like that, and that will do. And I can just scatter some of that in there like that, just a little bit. Normally I would make a huge sandwich, but I don't want anyone judging me, so I can do that and that and that like that. And then we're going to take our sliced cheese just to show you it works with both. My opinion, it's nicer cutting actual cheese or using the grated cheese, because the grated cheese is just actual cheese but just pre-grated for the lazy people. And then that goes on there like that. Lovely. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the grated cheese on, and we're going to seal the sandwich. So I'm not going for anything too crazy today. But like I said, you're kind of free to make what you want in here. Obviously, you need to make sure that if you're going to go for a huge like steak or something like a chicken one, it makes sense, make sure it's pre-cooked, and then you can finish it off in the toasty. But there's loads of options you can do. And because I buttered the bread, I'm going to put it down this way, like that. Now I've got my toasty here. So the magic kind of works. So we've basically made it to step 2 now. Close the toasty maker with the adjustable silicone strap and microwave for 3 to 5 minutes. So we've got the top of the toasty maker here. You can tell it's the top because it's got the logo on it. And we're going to close that into this beautiful toasty here. So yes, you do need to press it down. That's the point. That's why the butter's good there, because it's going to butter this bit up. So we're going to close that down like that. And then the strap hooks into there like that. You give it a little bit of press down, and the strap hooks onto the other side like that. I always like to press it down because I like all my stuff stuck together. Now we've got the toasty maker here. So you can see that both the top of the bread and the bottom are on the toasty maker. Now we've made it over to step 2. Add into the microwave for 3 to 5 minutes. I always recommend doing the least first. So I'm obviously not going to make you watch for 4 minutes whilst it spins around in the microwave, but you put it in. Apologies, our microwave's a bit dirty. And then you're going to run that for, I'm going to do 3 minutes 30. That should just be enough. So we're going to come back in 3 minutes 30 and take a look. So it's just finishing off. Look, I can't wait any longer. I want my toasty. I'm going in. So, you can hear, you probably can't. I can hear that fizzing. I can hear all the cheese fizzing. And there's a lovely amount of steam coming off of that. So let's take a look. Now, where this is silicone, obviously the actual material itself, you can just take it straight out of the microwave. So let's open it up. Let's get it the right way. So we've got the cool logo on top. Nice and easy. You just slide these clips off like that. Oh my goodness. I'm always shocked every time I do that, because that is a clean looking toasty maker that is there with the, ridiculous. So now let's take this off. So what you don't want to be doing is getting your hands in here, because obviously there's a metallic plate. So you'd get a plate out, which I wasn't prepared for. So you'd have a plate like that. Normally I do it like this. I put the plate on top, I'll spin it round, like golden brown cut there. So that is absolutely ridiculous. So you can see here, for best results, flip the toasty maker midway. Yeah, we did that. For a deep clean, separate aluminium. Yeah, so that's the cleaning bit, which we'll do afterwards. So we've got a really nice toasted feel onto this bit here. Now that's proper toasted there. And if I open this up, you can see that, look, all the cheese is fully melted in there. That's also the bit of corn there. And that's actually really hot to touch. So the toasty maker itself has done an incredible job at toasting that bit of bread. I mean, that's fully toasted. Like, there was no sort of confusion. It's very, very simple. You put your butter at the top of your bread, you put it into the toasty maker, you put your bits in, you butter the other bit, you slam it down, put the lid on, chuck it into the microwave. And then, sorry, what I didn't show you, what I probably should have, is that, so basically for best results, flip the toasty maker midway. That's basically, you just turn it around, because then more of the heat gets to the top of it, and then you can clean it quite easy. So I'll show you the cleaning process in a second, but that is an incredible toasty maker. I'm going to take a bite out of it. It might be really hot. So let's have a look anyway. So I'm just going to take a cheeky little bite out the corner. So that, you've got that cheese. That is perfectly melted. Now, to clean it up, bear in mind that this is a metal plate, so it is hot. So what you need to do is leave it to cool. Normally what I tend to do is I'll eat my toasty maker. I'll just leave this on the side, ready to be washed. And then what you do is you'd slip these plates out like that. And then you can just pop it all into the dishwasher, and it's good to go. I tend to do it in the dishwasher on a low heat, but then you can just bring them out, clean them, pull it back together, seal it up, tuck it away in the drawer. I cannot recommend this product enough. Again, guys, just looking at this cheese toasty here, that is a absolutely insane result for one device in what? How long does it take? 3 minutes 30, and all I did was turn it over once in there. It's very, very simple, very, very easy to use, and very effective. I fully recommend it for anyone who wants a quick and easy, delicious snack. There's one extra thing I absolutely love about this, is it's such a convenient and small size. I love to take it to work. And if you've got your backpack, you can open it up. You can just slide it into the bag like that, and off you go. I'm going to go make an incredible toasty at work. See you guys later.